Hi, my name's Nisha, and I teach tips, tricks, and tutorials for all things creative. Grab your supplies and let's start. Welcome to November's Plan with Me. So I wanted to do a circular cover page, and you can use a guide like this gelato cover that I have, or you can use masking tape roll. And I just drew a light circle to give me a rough guide, and then I sketched in a little design of a sailboat on the ocean. So using my micron pens, I'm going to just go over some of the sketches and then put in the little circle border. I have a little banner at the top that will say November, and then a little sailboat with a few waves that are popping out of that circle shape along the bottom. This is a very illustrative style, so using repeated lines like in the waves will give a little bit of a pattern and texture. And then my idea was to make the outside circle frame a metallic gold. So I added some little circles along it to show where the little rivets would be. Okay, moving on to the monthly overview. I have a straight edge and I'm going to put in all the dates, and I've decided to do my habit tracking on the same page, so I added little boxes on each day to track each of my habits. And then for each of my sections here, I'm going to add that same gold frame so that it stays consistent with the frame in the cover page. And then I'm adding those same waves along the bottom in that same illustrative style. And then the right column is going to be my top weekly goals for each week. And now with my brush pen, adding in some shadow lines just to bring out some of these elements. Okay, and then for my weekly view, I'm going to keep this one really simple because I'm going to be doing this each week, so it's just going to be really minimal. At the top I have a goals for that week, and then on the right side I have a section for gratitude for the week. I think it's important to remember all the good things that are going on and even the little wins that you have, and just remembering all the positive things that happened that week. Alright, so now that the layouts are done, I'm going to go ahead and start painting with my watercolors. And I'm actually going to do two versions of these waves, one with watercolor and one with just pens, my Tombow pens. I chose to go with a really purpley blue night sky in the background, and then the waves are a little bit more of a greenish blue, and then the boat is going to be a red, so everything has some nice contrast and it stands out. So with watercolor I always go light to dark, and that way you can build up your colors the way you want. And here I just realized I needed more contrast, so I'm building in some more layers into the background for the sky, and that will make the boat stand out in the foreground a bit more. So for the frame, I'm starting with a yellow base color, and then when that dries, I'll go over that with my gold pen. And right now I have some white gouache to add in a couple of highlights in some areas. So using both the gold and the white gel pens, I'm going in and adding some final little details and adding stars into the night sky. And if you lose any of your areas where you have your detail, you can just always go back over those parts with your micron pen and bring back the little details. So that gold is really pretty. It's hard to see that reflection on camera, so I'm trying to show that to you, but it turned out really well and I'm so happy with it. Alright, so for the monthly overview, I'm going to do a simple background and waves and using the same colors as the cover page. And again, just going light to dark and building up the colors in layers. And once it's dry, I'm going back in with my white gel pen and adding in some details and then also the stars. And of course, that same gold gel pen for the frames, so it has that metallic border and it matches the cover page. So for my habits, I'm using my Tombows and I'm using a different color for each habit, except for the water. I'm using 2 colors because I've split that box into 2. So that way I have 8 glasses of water per day that I'm tracking. And for the last layout, I am not using watercolors. I'm just going to use my Tombows to do the waves and keep it really simple because this is the layout I'll be doing every week and I don't always want to pull out all my watercolor supplies. So this is an easy way to get the same look. I also have my mild liners for the boat. I have a light red, and then I'll put in the gold frame on the tops of the category for the goals and gratitude. So here's the final flip through. There's the cover page with that gold frame. I really like how that turned out. And then my monthly overview that has all my dates, my habit trackers, my weekly goals for each week, and a notes section. And then my weekly overview, which I like because it's very simple. It's the same theme, so it all is consistent. And I have a goals area, a gratitude area, and my layout for the whole week. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you have fun planning your month. And be sure to check the links below in the description on all the places you can find me and learn more. If you like this, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.